Okay, so what does it actually mean to be like truly multidisciplinary? I mean, how does one person manage to get expertise across so many different fields?
Right. It's a huge question.
We're looking at this document today, this CV from a Dr. Marshall S. Said,
Mhm.
and honestly, it's kind of astonishing.
It really is. It gives us this rare peek into a career that just spans, well, everything. Cutting edge tech, global security.
Even human limits, it seems. So for this deep dive, our mission is really to unpack the most important bits, the key insights from this unique CV.
Exactly. We want to help you understand the sheer scope of what's listed here and, the really interesting ways these different fields connect.
So it's not just what he does.
No, it's more about why it matters, particularly now in our, well, pretty complex world. How someone operates at this level across tech, security, even human potential. It's all supposedly in this one document.
And you'll hear some things, some facts and concepts that really challenge how you might think about expertise, about career paths. We're talking military intelligence, deep space, advanced AI.
Yeah, prepared to have some traditional notions maybe stretched a bit.
Let's dive in. Where do we even begin? Maybe the academics.
Good place to start. The foundation.
Okay, so the academic side, the sheer volume and just the diversity here is, well, it's something else. Multiple Doctor of Science degrees listed.
Yeah, multiple DSc degrees.
We're talking military science from
Yeah.
VMI and Oslo University, then biotechnology from Stanford, medical science from the University of Tehran,
Keep going, there's more.
biofarming and agricultural science from Peking University, and aerospace engineering from Chalmers in Sweden. That range is just, wow.
It's extraordinary. And then beyond those earned doctorates, you've got the honorary ones mentioned.
Right, from places like MIT, covering AI, computer science engineering, plus a PhD in political science and government.
Exactly. But here's the kicker. The document says these aren't just, nice titles. It calls them active instruments in the operational, classified, and diplomatic environments.
Active instruments.
Oh.
What does that even imply?
Well, it suggests they're not ceremonial, that these credentials are maybe actively used perhaps for access, credibility, or capability in these high-stakes settings he operates in daily. It sounds very strategic.
Strategic acquisition of degrees, almost. And it doesn't stop there, does it? There's mention of science, engineering, and a law background.
Mm-hmm. Plus bachelor's degrees, environmental science, cultural heritage studies, which, yeah, is archaeology and mechanical engineering with math.
It paints this picture of someone with this incredibly broad base of knowledge, someone who can connect dots maybe others can't.
Precisely. Connecting vastly different domains seems to be the point.
Okay, so let's shift gears to the professional experience. If the academics were impressive, this is, well, it's on another level. Often simultaneous roles listed.
Yeah, simultaneous and high stakes is putting it mildly.
Okay, get this. Spetsnaz and U.S. Navy SEAL officer in Special Operations Command. Part of both Russian GRU and U.S. Navy programs.
Yeah.
From June 2017 to present.
Let that sink in. Two major, often adversarial elite units simultaneously.
And at the same time, listed as a Turkish Armed Forces official, a Deutschland military officer in the Bundeswehr, and an official with the Islamic Republic of Iran, Armed Forces Security and Strategic Affairs. Again, all from June 2017.
The geopolitical spread there is really something.
There's more. Swedish Security Service SEPO as an intelligence analyst and senior operations officer.
Okay.
An advisor role to the Supreme Commander for NATO, Senior Director of National Cryptology for Sweden's MST and FRA intelligence agencies.
So deep in intelligence and cryptology, too.
And then police roles. Dutch National Police Tactical Officer DSI. Berlin Police Counterintelligence. And finally, listed as both a Finnish and a Ukrainian Special Forces operator.
Wow, okay, so if you try to tie all that together, what's the picture?
Well, the CV seems to frame it around national security, strategic engineering.
Yeah, it suggests leadership in these really complex, multinational, interdisciplinary teams. Special ops, medical security, high-risk tech innovation.
It seems like this person acts as a bridge, connecting defense infrastructure with, like, emerging tech regulations and even civilian uses.
Exactly, operating right at that intersection of power, technology, and global strategy. And doing it across what seem like, well, contradictory geopolitical lines sometimes.
Which must require incredible linguistic skills, right?
You'd assume so.
And sure enough, the CV lists fluency and deep breath. English, Swedish, Norwegian, Danish, Dutch, Turkish, German, Ukrainian, Mandarin, and Russian.
Okay, that makes sense then. Essential for working in what it calls cross-cultural strategic environments.
Absolutely. Okay, let's pivot to the core technical side. This is where it gets really cutting edge, I think.
Mm-hmm. The professional summary kicks off with AI AGI engineering and complex risk management.
And it talks about designing systems,
Hmm.
scalable, ethically grounded systems.
Yeah, it enhanced situational awareness, strategic stability, and transnational offensive collaboration. That last part is particularly interesting.
Transnational offensive collaboration. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and cryptology's big here too,
Very big. It mentions specific areas. Classified system cryptography, cryptology, and countermeasures.
including sensitive WWII-era encryption integrated with U.S. Navy tactical intelligence. That sounds niche.
Extremely niche and highly sensitive, you'd imagine. It also lists strategic military cryptology and secure communications, and something called covert linguistic and non-systemic security intelligence protocols.
Covert linguistic protocols. What could that even be?
Hard to say for sure, but it sounds like using language itself, maybe in unconventional ways, for secure communication or intelligence, perhaps outside traditional coded systems.
Fascinating. And there are specific projects listed that sound straight out of science fiction.
Like what?
Okay, XQSF.
Yeah.
Described as a quantum cryptography language for secure data storage, but also supporting blockchain marketing strategies.
Quantum crypto and blockchain marketing. That's an unusual mix. Defense meets commercial tech again.
Then there's musical cryptography, a Python system turning tonal sequences into encrypted data for covert comms like signal-denied environments.
So sending coded messages through music in places where radios might be jammed or monitored, that's ingenious if it works.
And finally, space-based defense and countermeasure systems. AI-driven orbital defense with autonomous threat response.
Right, so AI managing defenses in space. These projects, they really span a huge range.
So what does it take to even conceive of, let alone develop, projects like these?
Well, the CV itself tries to answer that. It explicitly points to expertise in AI war strategy, quantum and linguistic cryptography, biohazard intelligence, neurocognitive resilience, and transgovernmental systems command.
It's like a checklist of the most advanced and sensitive fields imaginable.
Pretty much. It paints this picture of someone operating across all these critical domains and, crucially, integrating them.
Okay, hold on. We have to talk about this entry. Mission Commander for Mars Exploration Initiative.
Ah, yes. That one definitely stands out.
It's not just involved with or advisor to. It says Triad Mars Mission Commander.
Brad, yeah.
Orchestrating collaboration between NASA, the U.S. Joint Chiefs, NATO, the Vatican.
Wait, the Vatican?
Yep, the Vatican State, Kingdom of Sweden, England, the Kremlin, and the Chinese Ministry of Defense. All on a Mars mission.
Okay. The diplomatic heavy lifting involved in getting that group to collaborate on anything, let alone Mars, it's almost unbelievable.
It really underscores this theme of operating at an incredibly high strategic level, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And speaking of space, there's that whole section on cognitive and psychological stuff for space operations.
Right. Cognitive and psychological fortification. This goes way beyond standard astronaut prep, it seems.
Definitely. It lists things like neuroadaptive implant training, using AI to help design ways to keep astronauts mentally sharp on long missions via implants.
Implants, wow. And extreme medical trauma simulation, using high-fidelity sims that include space hazards like radiation decompression.
Preparing for the absolute worst-case scenarios in a very specific, hostile environment.
Then there's electrochemical cognitive fortification, managing neurotransmitters to resist cosmic radiation effects on the brain.
Basically, yeah. Chemically boosting the brain's resilience against space radiation, and maybe the most unsettling one.
Let me guess. Simulated guided emotional manipulation exposure training.
That's the one. Listed as a defense measure in training. Training people to withstand emotional manipulation, maybe psychological warfare, in an isolated, extreme environment like space.
It's intense, pushing human resilience to its absolute edge.
That seems to be the theme.
Now, shifting back to Earth, but still very advanced stuff, the engineering background. It mentions Wernher von Braun's doctrine.
Yeah, a specific call out to the foundational rocket scientist, alongside advanced systems engineering and machine integration. So classic principles applied to cutting-edge systems.
And the applications are pretty wild.
Yeah.
Synthetic biomechanics and aerospace polymer engineering. For what?
For making aerospace-grade prosthetics, apparently, and autonomous drone-integrated robotics.
So advanced artificial limbs and robots working with drones. And also high-fidelity blueprint architecture and technical design.
Right, for tactical robotics and prosthetic augmentation. It feels like it's blurring the lines between enhancing humans and building independent machines.
Which leads us perfectly into this home program, the Experimental Robotic Engineering Initiative.
Ah, the robot project. This one's pretty ambitious.
Ambitious is one word for it. According to the CV, it started yesterday, July 21st, 2025.
That's what it says, time-stamped, basically.
And the goal is designing and building a self-engineered robot prototype over 3 meters tall, made of modular metallic alloys, high-torque servos.
So a big, powerful machine. But that's not even the most sci-fi part.
No, it's the interface. It details developing and integrating a neurocognitive interface, linking my biological signals directly to the robotic system.
Linking his own biological signal.
Yeah, for intuitive command, motion synchronization, and real-time cognitive response coordination. Like directly controlling this huge robot with his mind.
That's what it sounds like, a direct neural link.
And the robot itself. It's supposed to have a generalized artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
Gen AI core.
Gen AI, so AI that can think and learn across a wide range of tasks, not just one specific thing.
Exactly. And a self-learning awareness module capable of predictive adjustment and environmental adaptation, including self-offensive, defensive, and safety builder blueprint framework.
Wow. Self-learning awareness, predictive adjustment,
Yeah.
self-defense capabilities built in. That's potentially very powerful and maybe a little scary.
The stated objective is clear, though. A fully operational, large-scale humanoid or multi-purpose robotic unit suitable for military doctrine environments and high-risk emergency response.
So it's designed for military and emergency applications from the outset. It's not just a lab experiment.
It seems like a deliberate push to merge human cognition directly with advanced, autonomous, powerful machine intelligence.
A very literal interpretation of man-machine integration.
Okay, so bringing this all together, let's look at the philosophy, the strategic view presented in the cover letter that accompanies the CV.
Right, because there is a stated philosophy here.
It introduces this concept of strategic permanence. How does it define that?
It describes it as understanding that stability, especially now with AI acceleration, geopolitical shifts, information overload, stability isn't static. It's a system that needs constant rebalancing.
Stability is a dynamic process, not a fixed state. That's an interesting take.
It is, and then it lays out a specific geopolitical doctrine.
Okay, and let's be clear, we're just reporting what's in the document here, not endorsing any view.
Absolutely. Impartially, the document states, Europe must stabilize from within, rooted in Catholic conservative equilibrium,
Okay.
while extending its deterrence outward through quantum-backed orbital intelligence and biocyber sovereignty.
Quantum-backed orbital intelligence and biocyber sovereignty, those are some heavy concepts.
Definitely. And it adds an emphasis on cultivating mature Prussian command structures, devoid of exotic entanglements.
Prussian command structures, okay? It's a
Okay.
very distinct, maybe even provocative, strategic vision laid out there.
Very distinct, yes.
The cover letter also talks about needing evolved human judgment merged with digital logic.
Right. That despite all the advanced tech, the AI, the quantum, the robotics, there's still a critical role for human judgment, but perhaps an enhanced or evolved form of it.
And it brings back the importance of language and culture, saying fluency is key to building trust across civilizational divides.
Which loops back to those extensive language skills listed earlier. It suggests that even in a future dominated by tech, human understanding and connection remain vital for navigating complex global stuff.
Wow. What an incredible profile we've just walked through. I mean, from multinational special ops and deep intel work.
To designing quantum crypto, AI war strategies, prepping astronauts psychologically for Mars.
And literally building a giant, mind-controlled, self-aware robot. Starting yesterday.
Yeah. As presented in this one document, it's truly a journey to the very edge of what we think of as human capability and knowledge.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the big takeaway? What's the lingering question?
Well, I think given this just unparalleled scope of expertise, simultaneously covering military cryptology, biocognitive warfare, space command, and independent advanced robotics, it really forces you to ask,
What?
what kind of global challenges could an individual like this, as described here, actually tackle? And maybe more fundamentally, how does this kind of deep integration of human cognition with AI and robotics, how might that redefine our whole future understanding? Of defense, sure, but also exploration, maybe even what's possible for a human being.
That's definitely something to think about. A powerful question to end on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for joining us on this really fascinating deep dive. We hope you'll keep exploring these intersections of technology, security, and human potential.